On Wednesday, the U.S. Secretary of State began his sixth West Asia tour since the onset of the Gaza War by holding talks in Saudi Arabia. On the agenda are meetings with Arab foreign ministers and a top Palestinian official in Cairo. Blinken, hoping to secure a ceasefire in the Gaza war, met Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman in Jeddah as increasing strain shows in U.S. ties with its ally Israel. According to an Egyptian foreign ministry note, the U.S. Secretary of State is meeting foreign ministers from Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Qatar and Jordan in Cairo. Blinken is also meeting the Emirati International Cooperation Minister and the General Secretary of the Palestinian Liberation Organization's Executive Committee. The note did not give details on the subject of the meeting. Egyptian security sources told news agency Reuters that Arab nations will stress on the urgency of developing a plan for political solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Such plans had been put on hold as mediators from Qatar, Egypt and the US sought to secure a deal for a ceasefire and the release of hostages and Palestinian prisoners. Blinken has said he would pursue talks on arrangements for governance, security and redevelopment of post-conflict Gaza and for lasting regional peace during his tour. The PLO Executive Committee General Secretary Hussein al-Sheikh is a top official in the Palestinian Authority. He's confident of its President Mahmoud Abbas as well as an intermediary with Israel. The Palestinian Authority, which exercises limited governance in the West Bank, may play a key role in administering Gaza once fighting ends. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, however, has expressed strong opposition to its involvement in running the enclave. Talks for a ceasefire deal continued in Qatar this week following failed attempts to secure an agreement ahead of the start of the holy month of Ramadan. Netanyahu told US Republican senators on Wednesday that Israel will continue its effort to defeat Hamas in the Gaza Strip. Senator Jim Risch said, and I quote here, he's going to do what he said he's going to do. He's going to finish it. The Israeli leader spoke to Republicans via video link nearly a week after Chuck Schumer's speech. The Senate's Democratic majority leader recently branded Netanyahu an obstacle to peace and urged new elections in Israel. Schumer clarified rebuke of the Israeli Prime Minister as Netanyahu conducts video call with Senate Republicans.
Well, let me say this. I gave this speech out of a real love for Israel, and if you read the speech, we called only for there to be an election after the hostilities had declined, after Hamas was defeated.
Nearly 70 former U.S. officials, diplomats and military officers wrote to Joe Biden on Wednesday. They urged the U.S. president to warn Israel of serious consequences if it denies civil rights and basic necessities to Palestinians and expands settlements in the West Bank. Among the signatories were over a dozen ex-ambassadors as well as other retired State Department officials and ex-Pentagon, intelligence and White House officials. The signatories include Anthony Lake, a national security advisor to former President Bill Clinton,